So I know I mentioned this in a video a few months ago. But I seriously think I might look into hiring some kind of... See, because I don't want to be pressured into having sex with any guy. I don't want to have sex until I'm good damn and ready to, but I do want to be touched. And I got a taste of that with that guy I met like 5 weeks ago. I never heard from him again, okay? So how am I gonna be touched in the way that I want to be touched, just in, you know, in a 100% safe and not, you know, way? Pay for it. Pay for it. How else am I gonna get it? You know, I pay for it, and I, you know, can make sure it's being done by a hot guy, because that's what I want. If I'm paying for it, I can get what I want. I'd like to be able to find it without paying for it, but, you know. Life doesn't work that way, Miss P. No, it doesn't, and I have money now. It's something I would do all the time now. I want a guy with expert hands to massage me, but not a full body massage, not nude, you know, but not a therapeutic massage that hurts, you know. I want my neck and shoulders and back massaged, but I would also want, you know, a guy to kiss the back of my neck and nipple on my ears and tell me how beautiful I thought I was and all of that, you know. It doesn't matter if it's not real. It doesn't matter if it's not real. Seriously. That's what that guy did 5 weeks ago, and he never heard from him again. And, you know, he did other stuff too, I'm not going to mention here. And there was no sex involved. Nothing unsafe done. That's what I need, just to get used to, like, being touched again, or feeling worthy of being touched, or even just getting in tune with that, because I was in an abusive relationship for too long where it's just nothing. It made to feel like nothing. Donald was the most non-sexual person you could imagine, because he was experimenting with all kinds of psych meds all the time, you know. And I'm sure it killed his libido. I never saw that one coming, of course. How would I? He was extremely imaginative, creative. I falsely assumed it would carry over to the bedroom. He never even switched positions. The entire 7 years, 8 months of life I was with him. He was not into sex at all. don't know how I wound up with him. Yes, you do, Laura. He sent you those tapes, and he seemed to believe that you guys were meant for each other, and he blew you away, and he knew everything about you, and yada, 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 yada. And why did I stay? That's an easy question, because he destroyed my self-esteem. What little of it was even left. And I got fat. And his favorite things to say were, there's not a man alive who will put up with you. You leave me, you'll be all alone forever. He would say that all the time. He would drill it into me, okay? I completely lost myself. Sexually and otherwise, I completely, just 100% lost myself. And there's just no way I'm hopping into bed with any guy. That doesn't mean I don't want to play. But that's most guys aren't going to be willing to do that. So I just might hire a fantasy guy. Just might. Send me another video. Nobody, like my cousins, for example, or college friends, or, nobody who has not suffered the kind of abuse I suffered when I was a kid, and the kind of abuse recently with whatever. If you have not experienced that, you can't imagine what it's like. Can't imagine it. Cannot imagine it. I don't understand why I stayed with Donald. I wasn't in love with him, and there were no kids. Just, reasons that a lot of women stay with abusive men. He knew everything about me. And think about it. He knew the mental illness runs in my family. He knew about my mother. What way to keep me in line, to keep me believing I would never... There's not a man alive who will put up with you, Laura. You leave me, you'll be all alone forever. Okay? He didn't outright... Probably sometimes he did say, he'd be like, you're crazy or whatnot. He's the pot calling the kettle black, but we'll just disregard that. There's not a man alive who'll put up with you. You leave me, you'll be all alone forever. Ingrained all the time into your mind, well, that's what you're gonna believe. It was easy for Donald to destroy me. He had all the building blocks. He had all the... Not the building blocks, whatever you call it. He had all the fodder. He had all the means to destroy me because he knew everything about me. He knew how to use my self-hatred and vulnerability against me to keep me there. He didn't want me. I was better than nothing. See? He didn't fucking want me. It's just I was better than nothing. And in the end, I barely escaped with my life. The fact that I had to go back there after I had never wanted to see that man again, to to me, that was just an indication, an indication that I was in hell. So I made the best, as usual, as I did when I was a kid, as I did whatever. I made the best of being trapped in hell. And I didn't start seriously trying to, quote-unquote, indirectly kill myself until Donald's mother started turning on me. I knew the price I would pay for going back there and living there for free. Although, like I said, I still contributed. I went on food stamps for the first time ever in my life, and I also got GR, so I didn't really cost them anything, and I earned my keep by cleaning that place all the time and taking care of Omar and being the gopher, like running back and forth, doing errands, doing everything you could think of, anything either of them asked me to do, okay? And in the end, they still turned on me. And then they couldn't understand why I would turn to YouTube, because I was trying to save my sorry-ass life for the sake of my mother, not for my own sake. That's why. But I started really trying to die. Just didn't have the courage to kill myself. But when Donald's mom turned on me, she turned on me out of frustration, and because her work, she started not making as much money, and she would say things to me like about Donald. She'd say to me, she'd pit me, he's a waste of a man, he's a drunk, he's no good, he needs, I'm tired of having to cover so much of the rent. Donald would always be short on the rent. Remember, he was only on psych disability. He got his money, whatever he got every month, and the reason he'd be short was because he wanted to buy his computer stuff. And she would enable him. And then she bitched to me about it, and bitch. And I was pitted in the middle of them. And it was just hell. And I needed to get out of there. And I wouldn't have stayed as long as I did, except that I stayed because of Omar. I wanted them both to prove that they were worthy of having the dog. Having my dog. And in the end, they didn't even prove it a tiny bit. All they would both do, if I said anything that was pertinent, that my YouTube friends would agree with me 100%, that Donald and his mom were the ones who were crazy, even though they'd call me crazy. And I just wanted them to respect the fact that Omar was my dog. I'd brought him into their lives. They didn't bring him into their lives. I did. Never an ounce of respect about any of it. Back on all of it, I just, I couldn't control what happened to me when I was a kid. I couldn't make the abusive alcoholic, my mom's boyfriend turned husband. Couldn't stop him from drinking. He'd always promised not to, and they couldn't stop him from hurting my mother or threatening to hurt both of us or whatnot. I couldn't stop my mom from becoming sick. I couldn't stop my father from putting more nails in my coffin when I'd already been through too much my first 13 years of life, and I thought Daddy was going to make it all better, and instead he made it worse. I couldn't stop any of that, okay? That and a million other things I couldn't stop. Couldn't prevent from happening. But I could have left Donald. I could have left him. Could have left him before there was an Omar that complicated things. I could have left him, and I didn't. I wasn't in love with him. Why the fuck